Hey, Palmer. I realize I have not yet muted my mic and forgot to do that, so I can say hi. Just sharing with Discord. Give me just a second. How are things in your world? Go to gameplay screen. Everything's working. Yep. I pick up the controller and kill the camera. And then fix the camera. Hi. Here we go here. Walking the dog. Your dulcet tone shall. How I go back to it. Continue show. Okay. Testing. Test. I have to fix my audio in a second. Let me check something. Oh, are we starting with Giant Truck? No, that was just another cement mixer. Lou, I was promised Giant Truck. Okay, camera fixed. No, camera immediately breaks again. Perfect. Deactivate. Come on. I just need you to work for longer than a second. Hi. You gonna work? Okay. Still working. Alright. Gotta get those dings in, folks. As we are still doing the gas station, I was promised to see a giant building-sized truck. I have yet to see it. I wanted to get going a bit earlier today because I have a hard cutoff at 8 p.m. my time. So I got a meeting I gotta go to. It's top secret, can't talk about it. So shush. Yes, the theory is that these giant trucks that keep passing by are working for the evil Elon Musk wannabe dude. Well, it's the evil Elon Musk wannabe. That's a redundant phrasing. dude that had that caused a lot of the problems in the first game. Had the plane with the laser on it and the big drill. So one of my articles is what's been happening to it. Or what he's even doing now that he's gone into hiding. And the mayor's back. I'm guessing he's back too. Oh, you're all individual pieces. Okay, understood. I was wondering why I wasn't getting dinged. Yeah, I think it's fun that they make the out-of-the-way places dirty, but also it's frustrating because it's out of the way. Is that ding? Come on. Ding. Got these sections of the gas station left. This, and then the playground in the back. You can leave the playground for last. The problem is, I keep mishearing the sound of the power washer as, like, tires on road. So my brain keeps saying, oh, the truck's coming. It's not, though. It's a very distinctive, different sound. But my brain... It's like when you, listening to music, you can hear the phone ring. Or, like, sirens in the deep background. Or it's just close enough that you're like, wait a minute, hold on, let me pause. What's going on? Heard my phone buzz and my camera's messed up. I want to fix those two things, but first... Okay. And that's just me hitting my mic like the professional that I am. So sorry about that. I'm sure that was an auditory nightmare. Turn off the camera. Turn the camera back on again. Hi, everybody. You're still dirty. Not too bad on my head. Okay, good. Good to know. There are times I full on wail. By the way, I figured out the ting, by the way, Palmer. So, for one of the times I was recording, it said there's a ting you couldn't identify. Figured it out. It's this. Hey, Lou, thank you for the lurk. I have bracelets on my wrist that have beads on them, and they were hitting the frame of my desk because I was gesticulating as I got into the Diogenes mood, and I was smacking into the frame of my desk. I went, oh no. Because I did it during the last recording, I did too, and my brain was like, wait a minute. It's probably audible. And that's why it hasn't happened before, is that my sister only recently got into bracelet and beadwork. So the bracelets I've been wearing are now actually much more clinkable than they are, like, because I have two now that I wear on my right wrist. One is made up of beads and little, like, animal tokens for endangered marine animals. And the other one is just a piece of cloth, like a rope wrapped around a piece of coral or coconut, I want to say. She got it on a cruise. But it became one of those things of, like, I wasn't realizing I was wearing it. Well, I'm always wearing it, but I wasn't realizing I was actually hitting something with it. Until I was in the middle of a sentence during my last recording, and then I tinked it, and I went, wait, that's it. Because I know the podcast is a full-on auditory thing. There is no visual, there is no video needed. But I full-on, like, I'm gesticulating with my hands the entire time I'm Diogenes. It just fits with the character to, like, be, like, stabbing at the screen and pointing at it, going, no, this is the important part, you need to listen. You tell me, but yeah, absolutely. I am 100% like rectified. All right. Hey, bench is done. I hear one of the cats playing on the piano upstairs. Oh, and my camera's not set. Come on. I just need you to behave yourself. Please, camera. It has been 14 minutes. I've fixed you 15 times. Alright. What else is important stuff? Oh, when I was a kid, we used to get dollar store comics, and part of the dollar store comics we would get would be the Impact line, which was a imprint, I want to say, either DC owned them or they weren't fully DC yet or something like that, but they were a bunch of, like, old comics from the 60s that this was early 90s. They were reimagining it and updating them. I didn't even realize they were old from the 60s. But I I always have visually in my head, the one I always remember is the web, which apparently was an old 60s hero that they then updated to like being a secret organization of people in power armor. But I distinctly remember the web. And so I found a few issues of it online to read. And it was such a blast from the past. But yeah, the Impact line, I think there was the Web, the Comic, the Jaguar, the Shield, the Fly, and I want to say a couple others that were all like interwoven. Like I remember the Fly loved butterscotch sundaes. Like he was supposed to be a very Peter Parker-esque hero who could turn into the Fly, and he just absolutely loved butterscotch sundaes was his gimmick back in 1991 when these comics came out. But it was such a good blast from the past. I absolutely needed it. Something I completely forgotten about. It's always fun seeing those. Oh, come on, camera. It's always fun seeing those old stories, though, those old comics, and like how they can reimagine them and change them. I found a list of public domain superheroes, and one of them was the Boy King and his Giant. And then I went looking into it, and it just joyously bananas. Joyously bananas as a premise. The premise is this is a king of a country that's in Europe. This was during World War II, so like the Nazis had just taken over his kingdom, and instead of fighting them off or anything like that, he just moves all of his people to New York and makes them all American, and just full on dissolves them, and then becomes a vigilante in New York as the Boy King, except he also, because Nostradamus built them this giant golem, he has this just 40-foot tall golem running around with him as he is doing vigilante justice work in New York City and helping to protect America from the Nazis. And then it's just such a fun insanity thing of, you're not technically the Boy King anymore, your country's gone, and you're doing like Batman level work while also having a 40-foot tall stone giant that runs around and solves problems for you. But I would love to reimagine that in the modern day. I built it as a character in Prowlers and Paragons because I've been playing blah 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 blah. Prowlers and Paragons with Shadow of Nox. I built the rough sketch of him as a character, but I love the idea of like actually doing it properly, like a supervillain takes over his country, so like he's just a king in exile stuck in the UN, like trying to petition the UN to like, hey, can we get an army to come back and get my people back? I managed to save a good chunk of them, and so like dealing with like, hey, he's a teenage superhero, dealing with like, I need to find homes for my people. My people are now refugee status in America. I would love to see that kind of stuff. Like taking the stupid idea and making it something that's interesting and funny. Oh, there's Lou. I guess the big one's no show. You must think I'm a right one. I do, Lou. I do think you're a right one. The things out there, you mark my words. Yeah, probably will, honestly, get giant truck as something I am going to be cleaning eventually. But there's the big digging for the ground. That's good. 91%, folks. Big dig there. In fact, I believe if all goes to plan, I will be doing Shadow of Nox Prowler's Guns tomorrow with Cricket, aka the world's saddest boy. Because Tom, the GM, also known as Tesla, was sick of me playing the dad characters in games. Because it's become an ongoing theme. So he made me play a 12-year-old. And then I was still the only one who showed up wanting to be a superhero, so I am now a 12-year-old with all the responsibilities. Poor sad boy. Oh, it's going to be a pain to clean that hole. And Brutus agrees. Hopefully Bruce barking is not messing with your dog, Palmer. Looks like we got ads in about 5 minutes. Fair warning, folks. such a satisfying game. I know I've said this 5 million times, and I will say this 5 million times more. I love just the slow progress of getting through. You feel accomplished when you clean stuff in this game. Hey, Amber. Yes, we are back at it. Giant truck was a no-show. Lou has admitted that the giant truck is not showing up, it looks like. Give me just a second to set things down and stretch my leg out. Also, my earbuds are done charging, so I gotta put those away. And let me just check my phone to make sure the world isn't exploding. Oh, that was a good crack. That hurt. That was a good crack. How are things going in your world, Amber? Doing okay? How's the sick ward that is your household? And my camera's frozen. Itchy eyebrows today, apparently. Well, we're getting to the point where things are highlighting. Home stretch, folks. Give me that dig. Man, you're still dirty, Slide. Anyway, so I was talking earlier about the web comic that I read as a kid. And I found some issues of it that I was rereading. One of the characters in it is literally named Rad Styles. It is such a 90s name. It is ridiculous. Come on, camera. I just need you to behave yourself. Don't make me come over there. Welcome on in, Teslin, and yes, it has. Thank you for the sub. That means we are 2 out of 5 until I eat the next Bean Boozled Bean. Last time I want to say it was the last time wet barf? It was last time booger. Last time was booger. So yeah, it's been a string of bad ones, folks. Been a string of bad ones. But yeah, Tesla, we were just talking about, or I was talking about, when I was a kid, back in the 90s, early 90s, 91 I want to say it was, there was the Impact comics that they tried to take old 60s heroes and make them relevant again for the 90s. And there was stuff like the Comet, the Fly, Jaguar, but the big one I remember is the Web. It's the one we had, I think, the most issues of. And one of the characters' names in the Web was Rad Styles, which is the most 90s name I have ever heard in my entire life. And still to this day is the most 90s name. We're at 99%. Things should be dinging now more often. That's still dirty. Thank you. So let's get up here. No, come on. And then here. There's the big ding. There's the bridge, finally. Why are you still dirty? This big deal for you. Yeah, that was right around the time I was stopping buying too many comics because the comic store that I could walk to with my son on my back was shutting down at the time. In a time where Marvel was trying to kill themselves very probably like early 90s, yeah, definitely, where they would put like actual trading cards in the comics themselves, like in the covers. I remember having an X Factor comic that had that was a variant issue with that had a Havoc card built into the cover itself, and you know, we were told that it was going to sell for Beanie Babies prices, and no. Yeah, there used to be dollar store packs of comics. There were things like the Impact comics from that, Green Hornet comics. No, I did have some comics a couple years earlier that did jump in price, but generally had to be something that was a surprise or something. Yeah, exactly. So what people didn't realize was happening was that during World War II, no, it was supposed to be, no, yeah, during World War II, in order to help out with everything, we were scrapping comics left and right. the reason why, like, the first issue of Captain America or the first issue of Superman cost so much is because of rarity. Is because they just we had to, because we needed the paper, we were scrapping everything. And people didn't realize that. They just thought, oh, comics must be a collectible item, and therefore, what is still. Let's do the aircon prank now. Let's go down the list real quick. Oh, hey. That's not a good sign. First Prince of Mike Growl's Green Arrow. Longbow Hunters did jump up in price very nicely. I think I sold number one. Nice. Yeah, look. Yeah, it was the fun thing versus the, what they thought it was going to be. Like, they exploded for stuff. So it's always now the indie stuff, the things that aren't getting actually published. I believe I have a ladder. Oh, that thing. Just do a ladder. Yeah, I was never one to collect, like, the times I bought comics is a very infrequently. I was always one to, like, get the occasional comic at the store and then, like, Wikipedia everything. But I think that was because just how good it was and people were looking to grab it. Green Arrow had been kind of relegated for a while with respect for the TV shows. Yeah, absolutely. It always surprises me, like, how little people know about heroes. At times, because like there are times where they're like no, these are stock here. Like the fact that people didn't know who Iron Man was before the Iron Man movie, like blew my mind. Rooftop crates, cactus batteries still. Oh, you're still dirty. And remember, folks, as I said it last time, always make sure you power wash your batteries. That's the way to get them clean. Rooftop crate. Job complete. Did we get any big truck as the job completes? No? Okay. Just making sure I got my heater on. Alrighty, so that's the gas station. Got about half an hour left on stream. Sugar, I don't know what to say. Me and Ron have been out front for hours, gazing at your handiwork with tears in our eyes. We ain't seen the place looking this good for many a year. Anyway, look, Ron's giving me this cheeky smile and dashed indoors, and now there's soul music floating out the window. Oh God, let's hope Marvin keeps himself on that roof for a while. Oh my goodness. Gotta go lurk so I can prep for my stream tonight and a couple other things that are going on. Absolutely. Thank you for the lurk. Pet the squeaks, and the bubbles, and the Ulysses. Okay. got? What jobs do we have available? Let's do the mobility scooter. We'll do the mobility scooter. We'll wrap that up. Rusted gasket. I know some folks complained about that merman's beam, but I want one of them. You see, I love giving folks a treat, and that beam firing a straight line over our retirement home all the way to the Bullseye Superstore at the edge of town. So every night I'd follow the beam there just as the markdowns go out. Then I'd load up with as much discounted deliciousness as my scoot could handle. But the beam went off just as I was shortcutting it through the national park. Made it out eventually, but those woods are denser than a pound cake. My scoot's not cut out for off-road. Oh, buddy. Yeah, let's get your scooter taken care of. Yeah, this one was right in front of my own shop, right? Yes. She didn't brake, she just ran into it. First things first. There's the squeaks. There's the Ulysses. Oh, and there's the bubbles. Do we have a gnome? Oh, we do have a gnome. I see you. I may have found my way back those woods, but the discount and snacks didn't. Oh no. To clarify, it wasn't panic eating. Of course not. It was tactical survival. It's just the best before dates were fast approaching and I can't stand waste. That is absolutely true, Rusty. I get you. Are those snacks in the back of your scooter, Rusty? Rusty, do we get to read snack boxes? 3-for-1 croissant. Boysenberry muffins. Ooh, huckleberry pie sounds good. Well, we're already at 94%. Okay, so we might start the bandstand as well. Hey, Libs, welcome on in. We're cleaning a mobility scooter full of questionably discounted snacks. Control console. Did I just honk? Did I just get the thing... something I could do, or... I'm a simple man, folks. You let me honk something that works good. Which? No, that's the wing mirror. Where's the real? Where on the real chassis are you still dirty? There you go. Amazing work, my friend. Scooter's scooting like a dream machine. I've already been to the stuff and run just down the way. It's not as good as the bullseye, but it'll do nicely till they figure out how to turn the beam back on. Oh, I left you a red velvet cake as a special thanks. Was only the only thing not on discount. That's how good a job you done. Oh, buddy. Alright. Home base. I know. Pet the squeaks. And the bubbles. And the Ulysses. Let's go check real quick because I didn't think. We've got Scooter there. There's the teapot. Our deco house. Where's the gas station? Oh, there's the gas station. Oh, we got the loan station. Alright. Alright, to the bandstand. Parky. I hate you, Parky. I was totally not political at all. March today. You were in A. And the organizer said people with mobility devices or who move slowly go first so they could set the pace because the organizer didn't want to leave everybody. Nice. We made a bookcase like that for my Legos. That absolutely. And no worries. Typing is optional. Buckingham Spring Festival is only a few short weeks away, and that means the usual outdoor concert at the bandstand. Unfortunately, the bands are refusing to play on it in its current condition because you're a terrible park warden. I hate you, Parky. Deputy Warden Indy Clemenson's already gone at it with a mop and bucket, but the removal of such profound dirt deposit requires a grit that they are yet to fully develop. This is the one time I can say with certainty that what we need is someone with your diligence and hydraulic finesse. I will stab you, Parky. You are terrible at your job, and I'm routinely cleaning up children's equipment that is caked in mud that you've let accumulate. Alright, so there's Squeak. And there's Ulysses. Do we have a Bubbles? Oh, there's the Bubbles. Okay, let's do a quick gnome run around the corner, around the perimeter. So nothing up there. Is he up top? Is there no gnome? Sometimes they just is no gnome. Okay, we have 20 minutes left. I got a hard cutoff time at 8 p.m. tonight. It's got a meeting I gotta go to. So let's get started. I love how the bandstand has a hatch just in case the band are tanking and they need a quick getaway. Yes, absolutely. Now, imagine wondering how in the name of Herbert Heck our bandstand got in such a sorry state. Because you don't do your job, Parky. Well, seeing as how it's been too busy to stop by lately, I'll tell you. I don't like you. Well, that's the end of that? I'm going to wait for the next update? Okay. I do really enjoy this flat top. power washer. I shouldn't. I shouldn't enjoy this power washer as much as I do, but I do. It just makes things so much easier when it's like on a floor. It does kind of look like a metal detector. And yet, there's the big ding I was looking for. So it sounded, Libs, like the march was fun? It was good, yeah, cold, but good to know. Hey, the important part. Oh, it's a shadow. Just wonder what the hell that was in the ground. Text you about it later? Absolutely. Alright, Parky, what do you got for me?
Of course, you all know that Muckingham Merman appeared from nowhere deep in the desert, firing forth a blue beam of his day and night. Yes, I am aware, because, I cleaned it, and I activated it, and I saved the day. But what you might not know is that this bandstand has become a pulpit for every tin pot gas bag wanting to give their warm bake on where it might have come from. What it all might have mean. Well, I mean, you should have invited me, because I could just tell you, because they did it. I know the answers.
I love the meme going around right now. So there's a guy who's been studying the Loch Ness Monster for like 52 years of his life. And he apparently did a complete 180 recently. Just absolutely, is going on about how there's no possible way the Loch Ness Monster could be real. Everything like that. And universally, because I've seen like 4 or 5 different memes of it right now, people are like, oh, he absolutely found Nessie, and wants to save her from corporates and like all that kind of stuff. Just had the realization that if he went public with Nessie's location, or if he went public with evidence of finding Nessie, then it would just destroy her life. I know it's not true, but man, is it just a fantastic thing. I'm like, no. Everyone is 100% agreed that this man genuinely found Nessie after 52 years, and then had a realization that he's got to protect her. Okay. So I just need to come back around. Look, never let the truth get in the way of it. Exactly. This is one of those moments where the truth saying, yes, this is a non-important truth. It does not matter if he found Nessie or not. Him finding Nessie does not hurt people. You know what? Let's do an experiment. How much soap can I add? Do I just have unlimited soap? Can I just wander this bandstand making everything soapy? I have unlimited water, yes, but it used to be like you had to pay for the soap. Also, there are technically challenge modes in this game to track like how much water you use. You can try to like beat your record for doing it in as little water as possible. I have never once touched those challenge modes. That defeats the purpose of the game to me. This game is about relaxation and power washing. I don't care how much water I'm using. But yeah, now in this game, you have to apply the soap and then wash it off. And I don't know if we have unlimited soap, and I don't know if we can keep on adding unlimited soap, or if it'll just go away after a little bit. I guess it's staying. So I guess it has to be direct application of the soap. I won't sheet like foam up around. Duly noted. Ding, ding, dings. All the dings. Everybody gets dings. I said, everybody gets dings. You get a ding, and you get a ding. Now, be sure to make sure you save away the taxes for that ding, because those taxes are going to be a bitch. Right. What are taxes again? I feel like it's soon. Taxes should be relatively soon. I believe in April and May. It still angers me that we could get essentially a tax receipt with exactly how much we owe in taxes. And because of businesses lobbying, they refuse. But we can go to jail if we mess that up. I guess they have a point, mind you. Why does the merman's beam even do that? Well, because it's better than you. Everything's better than you, Parky. Okay, a couple years ago, it may have helped neutralize Mount Rushless, thereby preventing an apocalyptic event. But what has it done since then? It looked pretty and hummed. What do you want the mermaid beam to do? It saved the world. And apparently it's super rare to go to jail for taxes. Like they have to show that you are intentionally trying to get out of paying or hiding assets. Usually they just take whatever the difference is. But yeah, the whole system is fucked. It's frustrating. Alright, we're at 7:54. We got 6 minutes left before I got a call stream. Let's even finish up these sections around the bandstand. And then we'll call it there. Do I have equipment? I have a ladder. Can a ladder get me all the way to the top? Okay, it can. That's important. We'll do that as the last thing we do on stream, is we'll go up and check that out. Make sure there's no gnome hiding up there, being all gnomey. There we go. Okay. Up the ladder we go. Roof cupola top. Okay. So no gnome yet. That's fine. Oh hey, there's the carnival. It's pretty just to see like what they hide in. Alright folks, that is gonna be it. We will come back and do more Wednesday. We're just gonna keep on burning through Powerwash Simulator 2 until we're done with it, because I love this game and we're gonna go finish it up. Thank you for hanging out. As always, thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for breaking my calendar. And if you got to the end of the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Have a good one.